So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You're about to join John
And Eric.
as we explore said stuff.
Really bad movies. Sega Genesis.
Sports and girls. The interesting aspects of pop culture.
And we'll answer listeners' mail because you have so much to say.
You are listening to
A sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode 15 of Podcast Revolution.
15!
I'm your host John, and with me, as almost always, is Eric Mitch Monster Mitchell.
Thank you.
And joining us in the studio is our friend Anthony Matro Mallow. Matro,
My pleasure.
Matro, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Eric, you look pretty excited to be here today.
I am pretty excited because I'm really excited. I don't know. I came over here and actually on the way I stopped to get a lottery ticket because I was feeling lucky.
Was it a scratch ticket?
No, I'm talking Powerball.
Oh.
I'm going big. $37 million, right?
All right, if you win, this money's all going to the podcast, right?
It's going on hookers and drugs, actually.
So, like I said, the podcast.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
Good
excellent.
point. Good point. So I go in to grab a ticket, and this woman was in front of me in line at the register, and she was just finished. Like, she just paid for her. I think she bought a bottle of wine. She just paid for it. She's getting her change back. And know how women take forever to register to leave? They have to put like 8,000 things back in
Get
their
all that stuff
purse,
back in
and
the purse.
Yeah.
So she's doing that, and then the kid at the register looks at me, kind of like, glanced over, was like, "Hey, I can help you." And I was like, "Yeah, let's get a Powerball." And then the woman in front of me did, like, you know me, how I have OCD and like how I just really pissed me off. She goes, "Oh my God, the drawings tonight? Oh, that's funny. I'll get one too." Which was like, oh my God, I hate you. So now I hope we both lose because I will don't know what to do with myself because she grabbed my ticket essentially. You know what I mean? And that really bothered. I wasn't going to say anything, and then I thought about buying 2 tickets, but then really it wouldn't make sense because she's still getting it really pissed me off, and I was just like, oh my God.
But what if you win?
If I win, I'll be really happy.
You'd have
Be
to
like,
thank
you
You'll have to
suck.
thank her
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, but she looked like a bitch. She probably would try to sue me or something.
She
Be
probably owns a few horses, right?
She probably owns a lot of horses. Yeah, she's one of those women.
For those of you who don't know, Eric really does not approve of people who own horses.
Unless you're really hot, then I guess I'm alright with you.
But if you are really hot and you own a horse, Eric will make a date with you and not get your phone number and then never see you again.
Pretty much. But yeah, it really bothered me. But other than that, I'm doing well. And that happened literally a minute before I showed up here to record. So it's been on my mind. It's still bothering me. And the drawing's at 11 o'clock tonight. And I swear to God, if it says the winner was New Hampshire and it turns out, I'm going to go nuts. I'm not going to work tomorrow.
Well, that's why maybe you should bring some of those little sheets home and fill it out so you have your preset numbers.
That's a good point, but I kind of I don't know. I feel like most people who win, though, you never hear of I picked my own numbers and do it. It's just I picked a quick pick and got it.
Oh, some people have the same numbers for years and eventually get it.
Really? Maybe I should start doing that.
Maybe you should.
And what sucked, too, was the ticket that I got, the numbers sucked. They were 6, 41, 45, 49, 53, 56, and then Powerball was 4.
Why is that? How do they suck? It's random.
It's random, but come on. I mean, you'd want at least some more.
You want a 7 in there.
You want some spread out numbers a little bit. I mean, we're just
sometimes
playing.
I've seen them come up all in the same.
I hope.
area.
You know what? Hopefully, I just win, and then we can literally blow all the money in about a weekend. And
Like sports stars.
Pretty much, yes. That's what I'm hoping. But I was just I couldn't drive. I was getting really, because for those listeners who don't know, I kind of have mild OCD, and John experienced it firsthand when we went to Toronto. How just things really, I was making my bed in the morning, even though it's a hotel, and if we left the hotel without my bed made, it would have bothered me all day long, even when I'm on top of it.
You fair.
I see.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just the way it is. I've always been very superstitious and very. It's just I can't explain it. But just when that woman did that, it was and then she said this as I was leaving. She goes, "Oh, maybe it was an omen. I'm gonna win." I'm like, I literally want to punch you in the face. Like,
If it's an omen, you're gonna die and then haunt her, right?
exactly.
You'll kill yourself because of her.
Exactly.
And then haunt her.
So that's how I'm doing. How about you, John?
Wait, I thought omens were bad things. Or, no, I guess not all of them.
I think it just means it's like a fortuitous
Well,
experience.
I thought fortuitous is also implying good fortune.
Okay,
Well,
maybe it's a. It could be fortuitous
Just
or ominous.
clairvoyant? Or no. I don't care.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Okay,
There we go.
We can agree on that. All right, so Matro, what's going on in your life right now? Are you doing what you wanted to be doing with your life?
Yeah, this was kind of the American dream, you know? Get out of school, sleep in your parents' basement, work 70 hours a week.
Well, you sound a little bit like Cages on some fronts, but completely the opposite on others. And for those of you who are wondering, Cages couldn't make it tonight because
He's still recovering from soccer on Monday.
Today
is Wednesday.
Yes, he's relaxing,
Yeah.
which it doesn't take a lot of energy to sit in a studio and podcast, but we'll not hold Cages to it. Then again, we could make fun of him as much as we want since he doesn't even listen when he's not on an episode.
That's true. He's too tired to come down and record a podcast. I mean, we're all drinking beers, having a good time, doing a podcast.
Yeah, if we could get Michael C. Hall, who portrays Dexter, to come in, Cages would flip his lid.
He'd probably get a job. That's how excited he would get.
You're crazier. Come on.
I'm just kidding. I love Cages.
Cages is the man.
He is funny crap.
We're just hoping that next time he comes into the studio, he's learned his phone number.
I almost thought about getting Cages. When I remember when I was in first grade, on like the first day of school, like all the kids, you had like a little animal that was laminated, and on the animal, like I had like a turtle, and it said like Eric Mitchell, bus 325 603, like my number, and it was just kind of funny because it's like we should do that with Cages. Like Cages, you need to know your number. Like,
actually, one of our listeners suggested that we buy him some socks and write his phone number with a Sharpie on them, so when he's sitting on his couch all day with his feet propped up, he can look at his number while he looks at the TV.
Not a bad idea.
I like that. I'll put it on his Dexter DVD collections.
But Dexter is a great show, so
It is good,
Cages does have good taste in some TV shows.
Cages, we're just messing with you. You're the man, dude. We love you to death. But
we need more Cages!
one thing, hopefully, Cages will never do is be a teen parent. And speaking of teen parents,
Well,
John,
since he's not a teenager, that'll be difficult.
well, he's close enough. He's 20.
Well, but he could turn someone into a teen
He
parent,
could.
which we do not want him to do.
Last night, I watched the season premiere of a show.
Is it season or series premiere?
Season, because I think
Okay.
it was previously on before, of a show called Teen Mom on MTV. And it was quite an experience. I've never seen teenager pregnancy glorified until this show. It was ridiculous. And why don't you told me, you made a good point about Forever 21, that story.
Well, yeah, speaking of... Well, I'm not going to say it's glorifying teen pregnancy, but it's not doing anything to shun it, is a store in the mall, which you already mentioned is Forever 21. They have a new marketing line for teen maternity clothes. Yes,
Yeah,
really,
producer
really.
Melissa can't believe it.
Yeah, so stylish maternity clothes.
So apparently chicks really want to get pregnant now. That seems to be the...
Well, there's that pregnancy pact a few years ago.
Oh, in Gloucester,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty messed up. I mean...
It's one of those Gloucester girls.
Why? I don't get, like, the show. Like, they showed one girl, they, like, glorified it. She's living in an apartment, she's, like, so happy. She's like, oh, I'm getting an apartment. It was all government money. Like, she was getting it, like... because she was a teen mom. Like, it's like, that's not a good thing. Like, and she almost got pregnant again. They had to go back. And can't even go to school or anything. And it just really bothered me last night that seems to be a trend.
You know what bothers me? Is the fact that you sat down, took the time, and watched the show.
Oh no, it was entertaining, don't get me wrong. Like, deep down inside, it was really like, this is awful, but on the outside, it was like, this is awesome. Like, it was...
And that's why people watch a show.
It's exactly. It was like To Catch a Predator. Like everything about To Catch a Predator is so wrong. Like, they don't do it to like help stop child predators. They do it to make money, and it's a horrible idea of like child predators.
Well, that show's hilarious.
But it's awesome. Yeah, it's the same thing.
And it's on a reputable network.
That's true. Well, I don't know, MTV, very, very...
Oh, come on.
Very good reputation. I don't know, Producer Melissa, did you watch Teen Mom the other day?
I've never seen that show actually. I've heard of it though, but I've never watched
Oh,
it.
really?
Again, if you're going
so.
to have a producer talk on the show, wave her over first, because a lot of people complain that she's not loud enough because she's coming from far away, Eric. Please.
Oh, okay.
Please, Eric.
All right.
We don't
Every
like complaints
episode.
on this show.
All right,
episode.
fine.
Even Matro's bothered by it.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
following the rules. I'm right here by the mic.
He is.
All right. Sorry.
I'm not talking from the corner.
Well, make sure, Melissa, you better not start watching it because you're probably going to want to have like 80 kids after watching an episode. So just, I'm warning you.
You got your
Just
work
be
cut out for you,
careful.
Johnny.
Oh, wait.
But
I think I'm up to the challenge.
I don't know if you read too. Another thing I thought was absolutely incredible. This was kind of all over the news yesterday. A police officer in, I believe it was Stoughton, Mass. He He got turned in by 5 fellow police officers.
Oh, I know what you're going. I know where you're going.
Yeah. So
it's a little problem he's got here.
it's a tiny problem he's got here. So this police officer, he's supposed to be on duty. I think it was like a night shift from like 10 p.m. to like 10 a.m. type of thing.
Yeah.
And so it turns out during his shift he went AWOL. He left. He was supposed to be driving around, being a police officer. Well, turns out he was at a strip club, but it gets better.
So he was serving and protecting himself.
He was serving and protecting himself, and it gets better. John, you want to explain a little bit about what happened, what was going on at the strip club?
I heard this on the radio this morning, and based on what I know, a celebrity in some circles, Bridget the Midget, was at the strip club and doing her rounds. And
That's right.
He's apparently a really big fan.
It was
a big fan.
A big fan of a little treasure, I suppose. She is a midget porn star.
A little person porn
Yeah.
star.
I'm sorry for our
here.
midget listeners. I'm very sorry. We had a little person porn star. So he was off. He was supposed to be on duty. Instead, he's enjoying the sights, the sounds, and the views of Bridget the Midget. And
I mean, staying on your shift, that's a pretty tall order.
right. Oh man. And what gets even better is, so he had 5 fellow police officers turn him in. So the guy must have been like a huge jerk if like 5 fellow, I mean, think of all the times at work it happens, like someone goes on a break real quick, or like you just kind of cover for them. But if you have 5 fellow police officers turning you in for seeing Bridget the Midget, you can't, you're not a liked guy. And it gets even better too. So they get him, he's, got in trouble, and they took his gun, his police issued gun.
Okay.
He put a custom laser sight on it. You can't, that's illegal. You can't do that. It's like a government issued weapon. You can't just do it. You can't pimp out your gun. Yeah. So he had a laser gun on it. And the best part is what I'm thinking. He got fired. He resigned. But what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna go to another police station and apply for a job?
Well, afterwards he was complaining that if it wasn't Bridget the Midget, this wouldn't have even made the news. Which might be true. And he was saying that he's going to be remembered for this instead of for saving someone out of their car last year or whatever.
Right.
Which that's kind of a valid point, but still.
I mean, Bridget the Midget, man, you couldn't wait till after you got off shift or called in sick, you thought it was a good idea. That's like going on porn at work and hope that's just bad. You don't do that.
Right.
And oh man, just think about going to a job interview. Look, you did this many arrests, you've done this, good job. So I see you were fired here. Could you explain a little bit why?
But still, he could, in his defense, he could say he went to see Bridget the Midget instead of some really tall hooker, or not hooker, but stripper. And what's more interesting, a really tall one or a really short one? You can see tall ones all the time. You don't see short ones that often. Not around here.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Matro?
Well, I think you gotta give her props for, she definitely has the odds against her. She's pulling it off.
Again, we're talking about the cop.
Yeah, no, we were.
Oh,
talking.
right.
Right.
The cop.
But what if a woman cop went to see a midget man.
I think that would be
Ooh.
all right.
That would be awesome, actually. That would be pretty funny.
Like, is it dwarfs who have the really big dongs? Or is it...
Wait, what? Dwarfs have big dong?
Yeah, like...
Snow White was so like happy, dude.
Oh, no, one of the... Forgive my lack of knowledge. I know some of the small people are proportionate, some of them are not proportionate.
So you could be like 2.5 feet tall, but have like an enormous.
It's got to get in the way.
You could. Oh, okay. We're making Matro's mind go away from
I'm
here.
just thinking, if you picture it, I mean, it's...
he's picturing it now. That's...
Saying, how does that work?
All right, let's move on before he gets too excited. Actually, you know what? We got to go to a commercial. He's too excited. We can't go on.
All right.
Might be a good idea.
Greetings, sir. You look like a man who likes dogs.
I do love my dogs.
How many dogs do you have?
12.
12 dogs. That's a lot of dogs.
Well, they have 4 paws each.
That is 48 paws, if I do my math correctly. That's close to 50. That's a lot of paws.
It's a lot of paws to take care of.
You know what I do with all those paws? I make a promise that I will watch them. My paw to their paw. All 48 paws. Almost
But
50
I'm nervous
paws.
leaving my dogs.
What?
My dogs, I never go on vacation.
You must go on vacation for your sanity, man.
But the dogs, what will I do with them?
You must trust paw to paw promise to watch your dogs.
Okay.
You want to know how to find paw to paw promise?
I scream really loudly.
No, well, yes. Scream it. Scream it.
Vacation!
No. Scream paw to paw promise.
Paw to paw promise!
Find it at pawtopawpromise.com. Yes. All right, and we're back.
Yeah.
Another
All right,
great
here we
commercial by Paw to Paw Promise.
Man, whoever makes those commercials, they're pretty good.
I gotta say,
pretty
they do a
talented.
great job.
Yeah, they do very good.
Great advertising company. All right, so Eric, what do you have on your mind?
Oh, I you know what? One thing I hate every night is coming home from recording a podcast or playing hockey, and I got to pack a lunch the next day. For the next day, I hate it. It's like the worst thing ever because I got to wake up early. I don't want to do it. I want my mom to make it, but she won't.
Why not?
I don't know. She doesn't
Love.
make my lunch anymore.
Lack
She
of
stopped.
love.
She
Lack of love?
I think
she
it has
stopped
to
when
be.
I was
He's not
like,
very lovable.
It's
I'm-
hard to love him.
Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe
at
she
all.
wants to buy a horse.
You
Probably.
want a horse. Is
Probably.
she hot?
Kind of.
I guess that's okay then.
Thanks, guys. But going back to being hungry, luckily there's a new invention that came out, and I'm not making this up. It's called the Candwich.
The Candwich?
Candwich, as in can plus sandwich. Candwich. It's a sandwich in a can. It looks like a soda can. You pop the top, the whole thing comes up, and it's either a peanut butter and jelly sub or a pulled chicken sandwich. Yeah.
What's a shelf life on something like that?
I don't know. Look it up. We have the computer right there. Look up the Candwich. It literally looks like the most disgust. Like it amazes me that people put this in. Like it amazes. Like you can eat anything after eating a Candwich.
I guess so. It seems like a way to be able to eat something that's
Like-
not fresh at all.
Like if you can survive eating the Candwich, you can probably eat like nuclear waste, as far as I'm concerned. So John, did you find the picture of the Candwich?
Here we go.
Oh,
Wikipedia.
hang on.
No. He found
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Apparently, there's a Candwich scandal.
the Candwich scandal.
It eats
that's kind of a
millions.
tongue twister.
See, look, there it is, the Candwich.
Oh my God.
Look at that. It looks like a regular, like a soda can. You pop the top, and it's a sandwich inside.
now I gotta imagine that bread must get soggy.
I don't know. I mean, apparently it got like $150 million in investments, and like people think it's kind of like the next big thing. It's like what's going to come out next, like a pill that's your meal or something. Like what futuristic food will come out next? What do you think, John? You think you'd ever eat a Candwich?
I do not think I'd ever be in that big of a bind in which I'd need to buy a Candwich.
It looks pretty. I mean, it looks like someone took like a hamburger bun, put peanut butter and jelly, and just shoved it in a can. I mean, it's not. It does not even look like real food.
It doesn't even look that good in the picture,
No,
and it never looks as good as it does in the picture.
What I think is gross is they have a chicken Candwich. like at least peanut butter or jelly, it's like whatever. That's kind of like
Right.
crappy food anyways. So it's like, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal that you're making a disgusting version of a food that's already not like gourmet by any mean. But when you have like a pulled barbecue chicken sandwich in a can,
Imagine mixing that and Spam together.
but at least Spam is like sort of meat, right?
Yeah, I guess the FDA approves it.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll approve the candwich though, but yeah, I guess that's kind of the big thing, and people think food and
Still,
like that.
even though I don't like tacos, I imagine a taco vending machine.
They actually have, well, not really, but have you seen like in some like cities they have like, it looks like it's like a wall of like cubbies, and you put like $3 in quarters in it, and you pull it out, and there's like French fries behind it, and they have like cooks that are constantly putting like new stuff in it.
I'm talking about a standalone machine.
A standalone
A
taco
standalone
machine.
taco machine.
Was it you who was telling me that in Japan they have like a beer?
Yeah, they have beer
vending
dispensing machines. Yeah,
That's awesome. Why can't we be more like Japan?
because our
We
country.
drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's a good point.
hey, don't confuse Japan and China.
Well, actually, good thing you just brought up China, because I have another amazing story. that
You're
involves
full.
China.
You're full of stories.
No, I am full of them.
Full of something.
I really am. I guess I don't know how. If I excuse my Chinese, but the Henan province in China, a baby was born with 2 penises. But guess where the other one was?
In its mouth.
That'd be really funny. But no.
Good. Where?
On its back.
On its back, like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like just like balls and a penis. It's great.
The full apparatus.
Yeah, the full apparatus.
Was
It's
it
2 of 'em.
functional?
I doubt it.
I don't know.
No, there's no way it's functional.
How does it even get up there?
I don't know. They removed they removed it.
Oh, they just ruined the kid's life.
Well, no, they removed it in like a surgery, but I mean that's pretty sweet. Like, imagine if you
Think
grew
about
up being like shirts and skins, like playing like a sport with your friends.
You'd have to get like a banana hammock for the back.
Yeah, you could like go to the bathroom wherever you please.
But
or
yeah,
something.
it's like someone goes to pat you on the back and they like smack it.
Some girl's like pissing you off behind in class, and you literally piss her off. I mean, the fun never ends. I don't think, if you were born with.
But I don't think you'd be able to pee out of it. I don't think it would be connected to anything.
Probably not. But
Unless if you like had some scientists go into you and rewire everything. Just
Yeah,
so you
run a
could do
tube.
that. Yeah, run a tube.
yeah, but rewire it. but how did it get up there? I mean, that's a good point that Anthony man. I don't know. What do you think?
His parents must have eaten some radioactive fish or something.
It's radioactive fish. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see a picture of the parents. And
I think they were
we can
eating
figure
like
this
some
out.
candwiches, like while they were conceiving or something.
Could have been a candwich.
Yeah.
Could have been a candwich. And I mean, actually, this is a good location for a penis if you want to avoid people like Bridget the Midget.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've heard
He's
of
a good climber.
That's possible.
I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, what do they do with it once they remove it, though? Like, have you ever wondered about that?
Put it in the Hall of Fame.
Like, what do hospitals do with like body parts they remove? Like, what do you, like, what?
Keep it in a jar. Do you burn it? What do you do? Do you play games with it? Do you play spin the bottle with it?
It'd be cool if you
Like
could like
to play
buy
with
it.
it, wouldn't you?
It'd be cool if you could like buy it back. Like, say, like you have to get like an appendix removed. You'd be like, yeah, I'll give you $100 if you can put it in like a pickle jar, and I can just keep it in my
Well,
drawer.
why would you have to buy it? It's yours to begin with. They took it
That
from
is
you.
yours.
Yeah, but they're you know,
Maybe to
making sure
preserve
it.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's kind of like taxidermy. Like
Right.
you have like a deer on like a wall. You have like a moose on a wall, and next to it you just have a jar with your appendix in it.
Actually, speaking of taxidermy, I was kind of wowed when I found out that most of the deer that you see on people's walls aren't the actual deer's head. Like when you
Wait,
bring
what?
it to a taxidermist,
Really?
they're great like artists and everything. And what they do is they make a model of the head, an exact model, and take some of the features from it. But for the most part, it's not the actual animal.
Are you sure?
I yes,
What
I
did
am
you
sure.
take the fur off the head? And...
I don't know about that, but I know like a lot of animals, especially fish, are very hard. But they're not the real thing for most of them. They're replicas.
What about
Really?
people's pets?
Hey,
That's
again,
a great point, Melissa.
I don't know
From the
about
corner.
people's pets.
hey, are you gonna go yell at Melissa to come over here now?
She's kind of far away.
She's done talking.
What about if you could just, like, I don't know, stuff a family member?
They do that.
No way.
Yeah, you can.
Where?
You can
You
have
can
it done.
do that?
You can stuff grandma.
That's
and
badass. I
prop
want
her up
someone
on
to
a
do
chair.
that to me. That's
I
sick.
assume that person would have to have it in their will that that's what they want to have happen to them.
I believe, yeah, they might have to.
That is
It's a little
sick.
bit weird, but I think you can even use them as a coat rack. Or
That's what I was just gonna say.
put out the arm, have them.
Yeah, you know, like people those statues of like the French waiter, like you put like hors d'oeuvres on it. I would just put me.
Or we could have, if Cages died, we could sit him on the couch and no one would tell the difference. We kid you, Cages.
Oh man. Well, you know, speaking of death, there were 2 old guys that died over the weekend. That, not that death is awesome, but I think if I was their age and I died this way, I'd be like, wow, that was cool. These 2, one guy was 75, the other one was 70. The one who was 75 was from New Jersey. The one that was 70 was from New York. They were friends growing up and everything. They're old dudes. They decided to go skydiving. Only problem is they collided with each other in midair.
Oh,
And I'm just thinking, if I'm those guys, you die, you go up. I think I'd be like, wow, I went out with a bang. Like, that was not bad.
this was pre-shoot.
I think so, yeah.
It's gotta be messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like you were, like, slowly, like, losing your mind or anything. It was like, I'm way too old to be doing this, and what I'm doing is awesome to begin with, and I died. But can you really be that sad if you were 75? I mean,
It's a good run.
that's a good run, I
It's
think.
a decent run.
That's a decent run. I mean, you went out, rather than slowly fade away, you went out with a bang. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think there's some pretty cool ways to die, and I think that's one of them.
Like, I guess.
I don't know. Like,
If
what?
you gotta go,
Yeah.
there's a lot worse ways.
I mean,
There are worse ways.
I don't know. If you were to go in any way possible, what would it be?
In my sleep, and that's the answer 99% of the people will give you.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather just go peacefully.
Really?
I don't want to go, like, I don't want to drown or get shot or...
Well,
have
I want to be like
knife.
I want to be like 88 years old and save like 101 Dalmatians from like a burning building.
And then die yourself with the puppy
With
out
the
and your
puppy
arms out the
out,
window.
it'd be like, wow, that guy was cool.
You could be coughing your lungs out, and
Yeah, but I'm 85. Who cares?
if you're 85, you're going to have trouble carrying Dalmatians.
I mean, 101.
But but that's the point. People will be like, wow, like that was,
It's been a slow burning building.
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you're 85.
it's a really slow burning.
You're 85. I mean, you're moving pretty slow, so it's probably a pretty big building.
Right.
With 101 dogs, that's... Where's the fire marshal?
I don't know. Who cares? He's out skydiving.
So that's how you want to die. When you're 85, you want to save dogs from a burning building.
I suppose it's better than, like, I don't know. I just don't want to be one of those old guys that just lose my mind, have to go in, like, an institution, like, my tongue is sticking out, and, like, I'd rather just go out, like, hey, that guy saved 101 Dalmatians from a burning building. Like, to me, that'd be like, wow, like, that guy lived.
Then why don't you kill yourself?
No, I don't want to kill myself. That's defeating the purpose.
Would you go looking for a burning
No,
building?
you can't look. No, see, my point is that's going against it though. That's not fair. That's cheating. That's like purposely.
So you already have to be...
That's like
living there?
being LeBron James. Like, oh yeah, like I'm not planning this at all. Like, no, this has to happen all on its own. Otherwise, you're faking yourself. The ends don't justify the means like that. I mean,
say it's probably not going to happen.
No.
it's probably not. But my point is my point is most people probably don't go out in
I hope it doesn't happen.
No, I hope. my point is like I don't think anyone goes out like in that kind of style. But if you
It's rare.
if you die skydiving when you're 75, I think you can honestly be like, wow, like, all right, at least I lived a little.
Well,
you
there's
know?
a difference between dying having fun and dying being a hero.
Well, I don't know. Fine. Well, besides your dying in sleep thing, you wouldn't want to be like.
Well, you know what I think would be a horrible way to die? Like, you die thinking you did something, but horrible, is if you dive in front of someone to take a bullet for them, and then as you're dying, you see them get shot anyways. How awful would that be?
That would suck.
Like, man, I should have headed for the woods.
I think that would be the worst way to die ever.
At least you tried to do something.
No, yeah, you're not a hero. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't,
You
yeah.
just failed.
Or you dive and push someone out of being, like, hit by a train, and then they get hit by another train.
Yeah, that
the
would
other way.
suck.
Right.
I agree. That's probably the worst way. I completely agree with you on that one. Like, imagine if you worked with, like, the Secret Service or something, and some guy's getting ready to assassinate the president, and you do it, and like you said, it happens anyways. You'd be like, oh, wow, that sucked.
Or you actually end up making it happen. Like, you push him, and he ends up getting shot or something.
Because the bullet was going
Right,
the
it was a
wrong
little bit
way.
off, you know?
Yeah, that would suck.
You'd be like,
It's
well,
like,
well, if you survived that wouldn't be a worse way to die. It would just be a big blunder.
That's true.
A pretty big blunder. The kind of blunder that you could put Bridget the Midget in.
Should be all over that.
See, this is the kind of stuff I think about, because, you know, a few years
Bridget
ago...
the Midget?
No, not Bridget the Midget. I'm talking about dying, because, you know, like, a few years ago, my mom had to do the Heimlich maneuver on me in the middle of the mall, because I was choking, and I thought, like, oh, you know, crap, this could be it. And,
What were you choking on?
A pretzel?
it was a...
He's not the president.
No, it was... I love pretzels. It was...
Pretzels are good.
It was supposed to be boneless spare ribs, but they had some bones in them.
Eric doesn't like bones.
No.
No
guess
bones
not.
about it.
No bones about it. And, yeah, they had to do the Heimlich, and the ambulance came, and all that other stuff. And it made me think, like, okay, you go out choking on boneless spare ribs, or you go out saving 101 Dalmatians. Like, come on now. Like, you gotta think about this stuff here.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering the goal, though. I mean, you could be saving a person or a golden retriever, a better breed, even.
All right, so...
I mean, what is it with 101 Dalmatians?
all right, fine.
They
101
bark a
golden-
lot. They're actually not that nice.
He's
They
watched
are
too many
nice.
Disney movies.
And
I
they
guess
get
so.
blind easy, too, I heard.
Right.
All right, golden retriever
Rolly's
is
cute,
fine.
but I don't know.
But if the dogs can't help themselves out of the building, then...
Survival of the fittest? I mean, you getting in the way
I
there?
guess. I mean, I guess another cool way to die would be like if you were slaughtering a bunch of horses and then like you got struck by lightning. I guess because it's like, oh, you're doing something cool.
On that note, I think maybe we should go to a commercial.
All right.
That's probably a good time.
Alright, yes, number 2.
Man, I have no life. I can't get a license. I can't drive a car. I can't get a state job. I can't even get a job. Everything's awful.
Well, what do you need a job for?
I need money. I don't have any. I have this kid that I hate. You know, I got this 16
kids.
Yeah, I hate him too. I got this stupid 16-year-old pregnant, and
Stupid 16-year-old.
I know. I gotta pay like $250 a week, and it just I have no money to have any fun.
How much did you say you had to pay a month?
$250 a week, $1,000 a month. What am I supposed to do with my life?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, you know what you should do instead of paying for that stupid kid?
What?
You should spend only $10 a month on Netflix.
That is awesome. That they have all those movies,
There
right?
are a lot of movies.
That is sick. They have.
And you could buy a new Xbox instead of spending money on that kid, and you could watch it on the Xbox.
Oh, screw the kid. He sucks. I'm moving to another state. I'm getting Netflix, and we're gonna watch this.
Netflix is awesome.
$10.
$10 a month, or you get a free trial
Oh yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Alright, and we're back. So, Eric,
What?
what do you feel about Matro being on our show? You think he's doing an okay job so far?
No.
No?
In my defense, it is my first show.
I'm just kidding.
And
You're
I'm
doing.
distracted by your eyes.
You're doing incredible. Oh, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome.
No, you're doing incredible.
He's a charming young man.
That is very true.
They call him Matromello.
Do
He's such a mellow fellow.
do.
That's it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You're welcome.
No, that was very lovely. And speaking of lovely, John, there was something amazing that happened over the weekend.
Do tell.
It was at Fenway Park, actually. And I remember, I think we talked on a podcast earlier about the broccoli guy that proposed to his girlfriend.
We did.
Well, there was a minor league game at Fenway. The Futures
Baseball?
at Fenway. Yep,
Okay.
baseball game. They call it Futures at Fenway, where they have I think it's the Paw Sox, which are the AAA affiliate, the Red Sox, played some affiliate of the Marlins. And the coach of the team from Boston, it was a pitching coach, I believe. I guess his girlfriend was at the game, even though he was coaching in the dugout, and they brought her on the field for a trivia game, which she thought it was a trivia game. And so they asked her questions, and they're like, okay, they showed the Jumbotron, and there was 2 boxes on it, and she had to pick a box A or box B. She picked box B, and it said, whatever her name is, will you marry me? And then the coach ran out of the dugout in like the 5th inning and proposed to his girlfriend. Now, why would anyone do that?
It defies logic.
It really does. It amazed me. What are your thoughts on that, Matro?
I don't know why he did it. I mean, maybe just pre-planned it and...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Some people really think that they're more important than other people, and that everyone needs to see their big moment at once.
Yeah,
And there's no privacy.
like 40,000 people.
Right.
That you don't know.
Yeah.
It's a special moment, sharing it with everyone like that.
Well, I guess it's better than the guy that was in the broccoli outfit.
Yeah. That's
I
not
didn't
the
see
way
that
to
one.
propose.
Yeah, there was a guy at a minor league game. He proposed to his girlfriend. He was in a broccoli outfit.
Maybe she loves broccoli.
It's possible.
I mean, maybe she's just crazy about broccoli.
It's kind of like the furry equivalent, only to
Right.
dress up as broccoli.
Do you know anybody who's really into broccoli?
Personally I don't, but you never know. They're out there.
What's going on here? Did we get our question yet from a listener?
All right. Well, we have some live listener mails, and Matt K. It's not a very long email. He just says, "Talk about Viagra."
I think that's my favorite listener feedback I've ever heard in my life. That's it. Just talk about Viagra.
Yeah. I personally speaking, I think I'm too young to need Viagra, and I assume you guys don't need it either.
No, but it's pretty funny.
Well, the commercials are pretty funny. The guys dancing.
A guy on my soccer team took it because we all dared him to do it. We each gave him $5. It was really funny.
How'd that turn out?
Was it a hard task?
It was a very hard task. He had a very hard practice, too.
What concerns me really is that you guys wanted to see this.
No, it was really funny, though, because he found it in his, I guess his dad's room, his parents' room. And so that was kind of funny to begin with. And what's even funnier with Viagra, I didn't realize this until, he brought it in. It's like $100 for a month's supply. And guess how many pills are in a month's supply? Guess.
30.
I'm gonna guess 4.
5.
5 pills.
5.
Well,
That's
you gotta
it.
figure by the time you need it, you're probably slowing down a little
So
bit.
that's $20 a pop, literally.
It's an expensive pill.
That's
cheaper than a lot of hookers.
that.
Right, but you would still need the hooker,
True.
not just the starting point.
Well, but hopefully by that point you've accumulated enough money that the $20 isn't really
Right.
as much as it is to us.
What I think is funny about Viagra too is that originally how they came up with it,
It was an accident.
it was an accident. That's a really funny accident.
Wasn't it like a heart disease thing?
It's because the reason why the Viagra commercials are like you don't take it if you've had like a heart attack or something like that. It screws up your blood. It thins it or it thickens it. It does something with your blood, and it was meant to help with circulation, I believe, to your heart. And a side effect that all these guys who were taking it was they all had raging hard-ons pretty much for about 4 to 6 hours. So someone got the brilliant idea, hey, there's probably a market for this. And it turns out, I think it's the #1 prescription drug in America.
I can see that.
Yeah. That's, good times. But what's their competitor? The one where they're just in tubs?
Cialis?
Yeah. Why are they in tubs in the middle of a field?
It's romantic. You've never been in a tub in the middle of a field.
No,
I must admit, it's pretty awesome.
You have to ride a horse out there. That's probably why.
probably.
And then you get jealous of the horse because he's a little bit bigger. So then you got to get the Cialis.
He doesn't need Cialis.
No, the horse doesn't.
Yeah.
What I think is funny too is those commercials. They say like you have to go to the emergency room if you have a erection
For
lasting
a pretty long one.
like 4 hours.
Long
Like
duration.
that's a long time to have one. Like what? Like why would you have to go? Like what would happen if you just said screw it and you just kind of kept it for the next few days? Like, what,
you could hurt somebody or hurt yourself.
like,
You'd want to stick it in like a light switch or something.
it'd probably be like pretty convenient. Like you could like iron clothes and like hang it at the same time and like. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty convenient. I don't see why you would need to go back. And when you do go back to the hospital, what do you do? Like you just show up with like a huge boner, like yeah, the pill.
But
And,
no, I don't want to know what you do. I want to know what they do to get rid of it.
well, I'm assuming they drain blood, right?
They just stick a needle in and just pull it.
They must. I mean,
know.
how else
I
would
don't
they
know.
do
It
it?
just seems
If
like
we
it
have
fill
any,
back up.
Pre-med students out there or any doctors listening, let us know. Actually, I wonder if animals get this problem too if they like eat someone's Viagra.
Wow, that would be crazy. Like a human strength Viagra and like a squirrel takes it or something.
I was thinking more along the lines of a dog, but
All right, or a dog. Yeah, that would be nuts.
that would be a dog in heat.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Then there was the female Viagra, which we talked about once
Which
too.
hasn't
but
been approved.
no, it got rejected by the FDA, so no more female Viagra, which I think is funny because I mean, it's not like women have a physical problem. It's more of an emotional pill, which makes it really funny. like you take it, all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, I just want chocolate. I want ice cream. What are you typing?
I'm typing to our listeners who are giving us.
We have more live
We
feedback.
have more live feedback.
What's our second amount of live feedback? What are they saying?
All right. Well, our buddy Peter wants us to discuss Lindsay Lohan, and he mentions, "Don't forget that she developed breasts overnight. That trumps whatever crap she's up to now that they put her in jail." I don't know what you mean by that, Peter, but all right. I guess we can discuss Lindsay Lohan.
She was like the hottest girl ever back in like 2003. Now she looks like a druggie pretty much. She looks horrible now. I don't know what he's talking about.
But it's funny. I was at work the other day, sitting in the break room, and I was looking up at the TV, and they had helicopters and news reporters everywhere following Lindsay Lohan as she went to jail. Oh my God, the world stopped. People 10 years from now are going to remember where they were the day she went to jail. It's a big story.
Really?
No.
It's probably good she's going to jail, to be honest with you. I mean, jail, it's meant to bring people back into society, and she's like driving around drunk every night. So, I mean, it's probably a good
And
thing she's going to jail.
her sentence is 90 days, but the sheriff said she'll only be in there for about 2 weeks because she's a nonviolent offender. I think drunk driving is considered it should be considered as a pretty violent crime.
I hate America and drunk driving laws. I absolutely hate how it's
in
set
Canada,
up.
it's a federal offense.
You get so screwed in any other country in the world. I know in England, if you get caught like just once, just DWI, I think you lose your license like a minimum like 3 years or something, and like you get fined an incredible amount of money. Your insurance rate is like you pretty much will like never drive again, essentially. And it's like why don't they do that here? Like if you know, it's kind of like we were talking about the worst ways to die earlier. If a drunk driver kills you, that sucks. That blows. That's really lame.
Actually, I heard a story about a guy who got hit by a drunk driver, and he ended up being paralyzed from the waist down, but he was still alive, and he went to a home, and he was recuperating, and he was pretty miserable for his life. And then he was sitting near the window watching TV, and then a drunk driver slammed through the wall and killed him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a true story?
That is a true story, based on what I know.
Wow.
Imagine, like...
That's bad luck.
Yeah.
That's like a Coldplay
They
song
had to
right there.
finish
That's pretty
what
sad.
they started.
It's just, I hate that. Like, I just really, really just don't. If you had so much to drink, don't drive. It's that easy, really. It's not. And there was that woman on the motorcycle who died a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the guy who killed her was drunk on Saturday was when he killed her. He was also let out on Friday for drinking.
Yeah.
So, like, easily,
Yeah,
if
true,
we had
yes.
stricter laws, he wouldn't have killed anyone.
This is true.
Like, why do people, I mean, I don't like to get too political, but why isn't this not a big deal? Like, why?
I don't think this is a political issue. This is just, I don't know.
Well, it
what
is,
kind of-
because, like, people could easily take this to law and being like,
Yeah,
what
well, this
the
isn't a
hell's
left
going
versus
on?
right issue, though. This is just,
Yeah, it's just, why hasn't anyone done anything for this?
that's a great question.
If I was president, I would be like, you get DWI, I, like, brand your face with DWI. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
that way you will never want to do DWI.
Yeah, it's not a fun
You'd
subject.
be like, I send you to, like, a Turkish prison if you do DWI. Like,
I think Viagra was a bit more fun topic.
it was, but I'm just, you know, I think that's an interesting topic. It's not really a funny one. But
Well,
it's
what
very
happens if
interesting.
you're driving with Viagra?
That's just awesome. I mean, I guess it could be distracting.
Well, you could get confused and you could grab for that instead of the clutch or whatever you have to grab.
The shifter?
Yeah, the shifter, whatever.
The clutch is at your foot.
Well,
But,
you could-
but I guess if you took Viagra, it could be down there, too.
You could use that to hit the clutch.
That is... It would be at, like,
Take your hands off the wheel.
it'd be at, like, 100, like, 70-degree angle to, like, do that, but...
Ow.
Oh, man. We should probably,
Get to our final commercial.
then do our recommendations.
All right. We'll get to our final commercial right now.
I'd really enjoy having intercourse with a female in the not too distant future, but I've got a bit of a problem.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What kind of problem we talking about here?
well, it's more personal, and it has to do with a certain part of my anatomy.
Do you mean your hands?
Oh, my hands are fine. They can caress and clutch and do all they need to do.
Your tongue?
No, my tongue can slither and do as it needs.
Your rectum?
No, what does rectum have to do with intercourse?
I don't know. I guess it could be involved. I'm gonna assume this has to do with your penis.
Well, I do have the dysfunction in the erectile field.
Oh man. So what have you tried to cure this?
I've tried pouring beer on it. I've tried hitting it. I tried sticking it in an electrical thing. Nothing's working.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Well, I can prescribe you on some drugs.
Drugs?
Yes, drugs.
I don't do drugs.
Well,
Drugs are bad.
Well,
That's what they told me.
Well, this is a different kind of drug. This drug makes your penis incredibly large.
Incredibly large?
Very-
Like yours?
No, like Anthony Matro models. That.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking big. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, is there a smaller version of this drug that doesn't make it too big?
Yes, it's called Tylenol.
Oh,
And if in the middle they have Viagra.
Viagra?
Yes, Viagra. All you do is you take these pills and it makes your Johnson almost as big as Anthony's.
Anthony, is this true?
I don't know. I've never needed it.
Wow.
And there's a few problems though here, okay? If you have it for more than 4 hours, you gotta come see me.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna have to drain that thing.
Well, hopefully it'll be drained before it, if you know what I mean.
Take these pills and have a ball. What's the name of the lucky lady?
Yeah, lady. Alright, and we're back. Alright, so, as we'll get back to the swing of things, as we usually do, and make some recommendations to close out the show. So, I think this week we agreed on movies. So, Matro, you like movies?
Yeah, I think everyone likes a good movie.
Not everybody, but a lot of people do.
Okay.
Eric likes movies.
I love movies.
I like movies. They're the new art form. They're the new book.
They really are. I mean, I agree with you on that. I like how indie films and are really, like you said, it is the new art. It's
And there's
cool.
there's trashy movies, but there's trashy books too.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll start out, and I'll say a movie that's a little bit older for us. It's not the oldest movie, obviously, but I'm going to say Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We've talked about it enough on the podcast, so I'm going to recommend it. It's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
It's a good.
Alright.
It's probably the best example I can think of a movie that incorporates animation and real life.
All right, I'll give you that.
Does a pretty good job with that.
And now all the ones have the CGI, which are garbage. Well, I'm
I
not.
agree
I'm
with
not.
you on
I'm
that.
not counting movies like Star Wars or Avatar. I'm talking movies where you obviously know that it's animation, not where you're supposed to not know.
No, Star Wars might as well have been CGI. Like I said, the new ones are dead to me. They didn't happen.
What new ones?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So, Eric, what movie are you going to recommend?
I'm recommending a documentary that's probably my favorite documentary I've ever seen. It's called The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. It's actually on Netflix. It's about these two...
Great, I love Netflix.
Yeah, it's about... me too.
$10 a month, I think.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Or free trial if you don't have it already.
Yeah, check out our website.
So, King of Kong.
King of Kong. It's about two guys. One of them is a complete dork of a nerd. He has a mullet. He's just a jerk. Like he's an idiot. And the other guy was like a laid off, like he's a school teacher. He's a nice guy, and they're both the world record holders in Donkey Kong.
Interesting.
And they have like an epic like nerdy throwdown of like, and it leads up to like this epic championship battle of Donkey Kong. Like the original arcade game from 1980. It sounds stupid,
I'm aware of
but
Donkey Kong.
if you're aware of like dorky nerd culture and just it's hilarious because the one guy's kind of a normal guy. He was laid off. He was depressed. Donkey Kong made him feel better, and he got good at it. The other one is just a huge dork. Thinks he's the man.
Is it anything like
living
that?
in the 80s? Like he's a just
Is
a
it anything
loser.
like that show where it's the Madden show or on ESPN where they have guys playing Madden against each other and just trash talking each
Oh
other?
no! This is that's stupid. This is incredible. It actually won. Like I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it has like a 93 or something
That's
like
pretty
that.
high.
Yeah, Ebert gave it like 2 thumbs up. It's really good. So I highly recommend you see it.
Perhaps
came
I
out,
shall.
I think it came out in 08.
Came out in 08.
Yep.
King of Kong.
King of Kong.
All right.
Must see.
All right, Matro.
All right,
we've
I'd
been
have to
waiting on
say...
you. You requested to be in the middle, but we skipped
I know,
that.
I noticed that. That's quite all right.
You could have stood your ground.
I know.
You could have fought us.
Well, I just kind of let it go.
We were jealous
The
of
first
your
one.
huge dong, so
Right.
we made you go
I,
last.
I hate to mention it now, but it was the Viagra. That time you saw it, I mean, it was... That's what it was. I'm sorry. Anyway.
I'm speechless.
yeah.
Utterly speechless.
So I'm gonna save my favorite movies for another time. I'm gonna bring back an old one. I think I'm gonna recommend Willow tonight.
Oh, I remember that movie.
I think I'm gonna go there. I mean, it's about a little person. It's an underdog story. It's a feel-good story about a little guy with a
Bridget
big
the midget
stick.
was in that movie.
She
I
might have
hate
been.
Willow.
That's where it starts. Maybe she started there.
Willow,
I
yeah.
think
about it.
Willow.
It's
You
about
hated Willow?
it's about a little guy with a big heart and a little stick, and he made it. The little engine that could. I think everyone
Oh,
felt
my.
good at the end of that movie. Wow, it's starting.
There's a hurricane starting outside.
There were tornado warnings for
I think
tonight,
you might
and
wanna close that
they're
window.
starting to come through the window
Oh
here.
dear. Oh boy.
I
You
gotta-
push it. There we go. Oh dear. That just knocked off half the pictures on my wall.
Wow,
Wow, that was pretty
that's
jinkies.
because I think Willow heard that you didn't like
Yeah,
his movie.
well, screw Willow. He's
I'm just saying, he's pretty awesome.
George Lucas's fantasy film. He should just stick
There's
with
a little love. It's got something for everyone.
That movie ripped off Lord of the Rings so bad.
You saying
Yeah.
Willow's a hobbit?
Essentially, yes, that is what. Oh, I'm sorry, Willow's a midget. There's
No, a
difference.
little person. A little person. Person of small
no,
stature, I
was,
believe,
he
is what we're
wasn't
at
in
now.
this country, so you could call him a midget.
Oh, I think that's fair. You're right. Or if he was in the circus, which he might have been at some point, then it's fair game.
Bridget, the little person.
And there were even smaller people than Willow in the movie. The little
You know,
fairies.
there were, but Willow was really what the movie focused on due to his big heart.
And his little friends got drunk in the movie.
Looked like a good time.
It
Who's to
did.
blame him?
They should have left Willow.
Maybe.
Willow's a prick.
He was a little bit of an asshole.
And
He's
did
kind of
he
greedy.
left
but-
his wife like home all by herself.
Is that what happened at the
I
beginning?
think
I
so.
can't really remember the beginning.
I
All I know is it
haven't
made me
seen
feel
that
good.
movie since I was like 7.
I'm really fuzzy
Actually, I
on the
remember
whole
his wife
plot.
being kind of not too favorable either. Like Bridget the Midget would have been a much better wife.
Well, I mean, if you looked at him, I mean, I don't. He probably did the best he could.
That's true. And his voice was kind of annoying too.
You know what the funny thing is? That's a real person.
I don't care.
No, I'm just saying. That's got to be a tough life.
He's probably made plenty of money from that movie.
Yeah, he probably doesn't care.
He probably doesn't care.
No,
Probably like, I have way more money
actually,
than you'll ever
he's probably
have.
dead.
He might be.
I don't know if he went out at a high note after making Willow.
It took you a couple of seconds to think of that. That's a good one though.
All right, I think that's
Yeah. Well,
Just
thanks for having me, guys.
just
I
about it.
enjoyed
Yeah,
my
Yeah,
first
Matthew,
show.
what have you learned from this experience?
I don't think I've learned anything, but I definitely want to come back.
Well, you
Yeah.
learned that it's a good time to make a podcast.
Yeah.
maybe next time you come back, we can eat a few candwiches.
Yeah, I'll bring some.
That'd be nice of you. I won't eat any.
I'll have one. I'll try it.
All right.
All right, I'll try one. If you
We'll be
save the
sitting
cans
here. We'll be
halves.
sitting here cracking our cans. You'll have to smell it and watch us dive into them. You'll be jealous.
The candwich. Ugh.
Does it slide right out, or do you have to reach in and
I think
pull
it
out?
slides if you kind of tap the bottom a little bit. Maybe wiggle it.
What if it overheats? Like if you have it in a warmer
I
area?
don't know.
Ugh.
Leave one in your trunk.
The candwich.
Candwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that, au revoir.
No, not yet. No au revoir.
No.
We have to thank our listeners for
Oh,
actually
yeah.
listening to us.
That's a good point.
Thanks for
And-
putting up with us, guys.
Yeah, thank
And,
you.
well, I'll give them more thanks when they tell their friends to start listening and joining our Facebook group. So that would be awesome because we want to get up to 100 members by August. So people make it happen.
Maybe we can get Candwich to sponsor us.
That would be cool.
We do talk about them a lot.
We could eat it and they could give us free food.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but
No. Yeah, Canwich.
Woo!
All right, and I'd like to thank Matro for coming in.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Eric,
Woo!
and I'd like to thank myself because without us, the show wouldn't be happening. So, yay us!
Woo!
All right, now Eric, say your thing.
Au revoir.
All right, Matro, say goodbye in a foreign
I guess I would
language.
just. I'd like to thank all the little people for making this.
No, I didn't tell you to
possible.
thank people.
Oh, okay.
I just said say goodbye in a foreign language.
Adios.
Prick. All right, das Vidania.
Oh, pants down.